Alright, cool. Hey, how y'all doing?
Woo!
For those of you who don't know me, I see a lot of new faces. That's wonderful. Fucking love you. I don't even know your names. I fucking love you. I'm Cher.
It's
Guevara.
true.
Lovely to be here. Alright, so I have some new shit.
New shit!
Okay, actually, we're gonna leave this up to the audience because, unlike our current president, I actually believe in democracy.
Woo!
I have some written new shit, or we can do some free-form improvised type new shit. What do y'all want to hear? Improvise. All right, cool.
All right, let's party, baby.
All right. I will do this one improvised piece, and then I'm gonna do some covered shit because I feel like we're going with T.S. Eliot. Okay.
For reasons known only to God.
Well, because unlike Ezra Pound wanting a fucking fascist, that's why.
That's fair.
Sorry, if you're not a student of poetry, look that up. This is based on an incident that actually happened today at work.
Real shit.
Yeah, fresh shit. Like, inspired by shit that happened less than like 3 hours ago or 4 hours ago, whatever. Whatever time I got off work, I don't know. Hey, more people coming in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. I should have let it go. It would have been easy to let it go. It was the end of the day, and the kid probably didn't mean anything. He was just frustrated and angry, and I was the nearest target because I was the adult in the room. Who's to say that he didn't know what he was saying when he looked at me in my rainbow suspenders and nice tie and said, "Shut up, faggot." I should have let it go. Why not? I've let 30 years of everything else go. I let my grandfather's engraved, set in stone homophobia that has kept him from loving his 2 grandsons as human beings. I have let that go. I let the church of my family go when the pastor got up on stage and said to the congregation, "I will give any person, whether they are lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, I will give them every service, except we will not offer them counseling. We will not see them through the grief. All they can do is sit in the back pulpit and shut up." I let that go. I let it go. All the politicians that I have seen who have made their votes dehumanizing me, either trying to strip me of my civil rights or denying me in the first place. I let it go. I let it go out in the desert when I saw rebirth and I was stripped and scalped because of who I was. I let that go. I let it all go. So it should have been easy to let one angry kid go. Let his anger go. But sometimes it's the final straw that causes you to collapse. Thank you. Okay, now we'll do some Eliot. And Thistle, I apologize. I didn't bring the fisting poem with me. I'm going to do that one next week. For those of you who have never seen me live, you stick around long enough, there's a great poem I do about fisting in a political context. It's fucking brilliant. You should be there for that. That's true. In fact, one time, I'm going to tell you this really funny bit real quick while I try to find this fucking poem. I did that piece. I was at it was at a variety show. It was at Morty's Comedy Club, which I know, a poet performing at a comedy club. That's fucking funny. But
I've got the tape.
We do have the tape. I decided to do the fisting poem right, and when I do that, especially when I have a mic, I like to take the mic and get like right near close to the audience while I'm describing this act.
Back up off the mic a little bit.
This wasn't a wireless mic. It had a cord on it like this one, so the cord only let me go to like the first couple of rows, and there was this old couple sitting right in the second row, like toward the end of the mic length. And I'm doing this fisting poem, and this, like, the guy was all into it. He was like, "Oh, fuck, that doesn't sound like a bad idea, shit." His wife was sitting there like the most mortified blue-haired church lady you can imagine.
Honey,
it was hilarious.
I need you to, if you're going to talk into the mic, I need you to talk and not yell.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
I do have a loud voice. Okay.
Thank you.
One more poem, and then I'll get the fuck off, and somebody else can come up here. This is called The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. Let us go, then, you and I, when the evening is spread out against the sky like a patient etherized upon a table. Let us go through certain half-deserted streets, the muttering retreats of restless nights in one-night cheap hotels, and sawdust restaurants with oyster shells, streets that follow like a tedious argument of insidious intent, to lead you to an overwhelming question. Oh, do not ask, what is it? Let us go and make our visit. In the room, the women come and go, talking of Michelangelo. The yellow fog that rubs its back upon the window panes, the yellow smoke that rubs its muzzle on the window panes, licked its tongue into the corners of the evening, lingered upon the pools that stand in drains, let fall upon its back the soot that falls from chimneys, slipped by the terrace, made a sudden leap, and seeing that it was a soft October night, curled once about the house and fell asleep. And indeed, there will be time for the yellow smoke that slides along the streets, rubs its back upon the window panes. There will be time. There will be time to prepare a face to meet the faces that you meet. There will be time to murder and create, and time for all the works and days of hands that lift and drop a question on your plate. Time for you and time for me, and time yet for 100 indecisions, and for 100 visions and revisions before the taking of toast and tea. In the room, the women come and go, talking of Michelangelo. And indeed, there will be time to wonder, do I dare, and do I dare? Time to turn back and descend the stair with a bald spot in the middle of my hair. They will say, how his hair is growing thin. My morning coat, my collar mounting firmly to the chin, my necktie rich and modest, but asserted by a simple pin. They will say, but how his arms and legs are thin. Do I dare disturb the universe? In a minute there is time for decisions and revisions, which a minute will reverse. For I have known them all already, known them all, have known the evenings, mornings, afternoons. I have measured out my life in coffee spoons. I know the voices dying with a dying fall beneath the music from a farther room. So how should I presume? And I have known the eyes already, known them all, the eyes that fix you in a formulated phrase. And when I am formulated, sprawling on a pen, when I am penned and wriggling on the wall, then how should I begin to spit out all the butt ends of my days and ways? And how should I presume? And I have known the arms already, known them all, arms that are braceleted, white and bare, but in the lamplight down with light brown hair. Is it perfume from her dress that makes me so digress? Arms that lie along the table or wrap about a shawl? And should I then presume, and how should I begin? Shall I say I have gone at dusk through narrow streets and watched the smoke that rises from the pipes of lonely men in shirt sleeves leaning out of windows? I should have been a pair of ragged claws scuttling across the floors of silent seas. In the afternoon, the evening sleeps so peacefully, smoothed by long fingers. Asleep, tired, or it malingers, stretched on the floor, here beside you and me. Should I, after the tea and cakes and ices, have the strength to force the moment to its crisis? But though I have wept and fasted, wept and prayed, though I have seen my head grown slightly bald, brought in upon a platter, I am no prophet, and here is no great matter. I have seen the moment of my greatness flicker, and I have seen the eternal footman hold my coat and snicker. And in short, I was afraid. And would it have been worth it after all, after the cups, the marmalade, the tea, among the porcelain, some talk of you and me, would it have been worthwhile to have bitten off the matter with a smile, to have squeezed the universe into a ball, to roll it towards some overwhelming question, to say, I am Lazarus, come from the dead. Come back to tell you all, I shall tell you all. If one, settling a pillow by her head, should say, that is not what I meant at all. That is not it at all. And would it have been worth it after all? Would it have been worthwhile? After the sunsets and the dooryards and the sprinkled streets, after the novels, after the teacups, after the skirts that trail along the floor, and this and so much more. It is impossible to say just what I mean. But as if a magic lantern threw the nerves and patterns on a screen, would it have been worthwhile if one, settling a pillow or throwing off a shawl, and turning toward the window should say, that is not it at all. That is not what I meant at all. No, I am not Prince Hamlet, nor was meant to be. Am an attendant lord, one that will do to swell a progress, start a scene or two, advise the prince, no doubt an easy tool, differential, glad to be of use, cautious and meticulous, full of high sentence, but a bit obtuse. At times, indeed, almost ridiculous, almost at times the fool. I grow old, I grow old. I shall wear the bottoms of my trousers rolled. Shall I part my hair behind? Do I dare to eat a peach? I shall wear white flannel trousers and walk upon the beach. I have heard the mermaids singing, each to each. I do not think that they will sing to me. I have seen them riding seaward on the waves, combing the white hair of the waves blown back, with the wind blows the water white and black. We have lingered in the chambers of the sea by sea girls wreathed with seaweed red and brown, till human voices wake us and we drown. Thank you. Now I'm going to shut the fuck up.